Okay, so we might be going a little fast. G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cold Waters with Mags. Alright, so we've got some targets that have just popped up here. We just entered a zone at 20 knots, so I've just gone silent. I'm letting the speed bleed off and hoping to hell that none of them caught me. What's our ambient? We have torpedoes already in the water. Crap. Alright, depth under us. 1,100. Haven't even managed to identify a target yet, we're already under fire. So they know we're here. I think it's fair to say they know we're here. In fact, because they know we're here, I'm going to have a little bit of fun. Let's go surface running on all, because they're firing at us regardless, so it doesn't matter. And let's go 1, 2, and 3, and let's just straight reload these tubes. We're not even going to worry about the wires. And moss away. And I don't think we've got any more moss. I think that was it. Yep, we're out. Okay, ladies and gents, welcome to Cold Waters with Mags. I will get this under control, don't worry about that. We have more torpedoes coming in. I'm hoping they're going for that one. Alright, so we need to start identifying some targets here. Now, we're still on a free roam at this point. So we don't actually have a mission objective, although Finland did just get taken over. Damn it, that won't pick us up. That looks awfully close, doesn't it? So many torpedoes. And there's another one. At least everything is currently going for the moss and nothing's currently going for me, unfortunately. I don't think that's going to last. We're going to pick up some of these torpedoes on the return. I just know we are. So we've got pickups on a couple. Moskva. Jesus, having a look at this. This is the last fleet in the world we really wanted to get caught on here. But it's making it exciting regardless, so be interesting to see what these torpedoes pick up. Anyways, no, I did not. I messed that up. I did not want to change depth up. We just want to go. Ooh, so one of those is a Foxtrot. That's probably what's caused us the problem. The Foxtrots picked us up. Decoy away. Which way is it going to turn? We're going to go... doing a hard starboard. And I'm going to go up. Don't know if I've been fast enough here. I don't know if I've been fast enough here. I've been fast enough. Alright, hard to port. Now, firing off those torpedoes wasn't just reactionary too, by the way. I do most things for a reason. One, there's no point in me not having the tubes loaded and having the tubes loaded and no torpedoes in the water when they're firing at me. But the other thing is, I have active torpedoes on the surface. Their whole fleet is currently bugging the hell out, trying to avoid what I've just shot at them. Which means having to go to flank speed here and play dodge the torpedo is actually less of an issue at this point. They're far more concerned with what I've got going on over here than about me specifically. And they've got multiple targets and a track, so there's two flank, from their point of view, there's two submarines at flank speed, and there's 3 torpedoes in the water. I just gotta sort of hope that none of the greens over here are kind of friendlies or anything. I don't expect they will be, but, you know, I don't want to go sinking merchant ships. Somebody's not going to take that well. Anyways, yeah, torpedoes coming back, which is to be expected. We'll have to dodge it again. Hopefully. Looks like that noisemaker's burnt out. That's unfortunate. It's alright, we'll keep going.
Contact on 08, bearing 311.
So I'm going to try and turn and go back this way because our Moss is cleaning up all those torpedoes. We don't want to keep running this way because there's torpedoes here already circling that we could pick up. And their engagement range is much larger than ours, so... Looks like we're going to get an ID in Sierra 5. It's Kiev. Kiravac. So we're actually IDing... Ah, excellent. Torpedo self-destructed, so we can now go silent. And get ready to send out our next set of torpedoes. We're going to make these all surface runners again. I want to get these after that Moskva. We're chasing tonnage here. We're chasing tonnage hard because I suspect... Please don't tell me that's aimed at me. Please don't tell me that's aimed at me. Please tell me they've lost where I am. I don't want to play dodge any more torpedoes. Alright, we seem to be good so far. Total rays out. At the very least, gentle turn there. At the very least, it doesn't look like nothing like a fun launch. God, that looks good. Alright, so tubes 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all clear. And torpedo lands directly in front of us. Okay, so we should probably start picking some directions for these straight away because it is highly likely that we will have to evade here in a second. So I need to pick these so if the wires break, they just do their thing. At least one, just go out that way and arm itself. And yeah, probably set a search pattern on these ones. Way as well, and we should probably all set them to surface run. There we go. Alright, so that one's going to be a problem. we're about to pick up 2 torpedoes. I can just tell we're going to pick up 2 torpedoes. It's about 1,300 feet. It's just pretty close to crush depth, but we've taken it to 1,400 and survived before, so hopefully 1,300 will be deep enough to dodge this one. I'm not sure. Oh, this one's on the surface. If we're at 1,300, there is no way. 1,300 and 4 knots. There is no way it should pick us up. We should be fine. Should be fine. So would like... Who's closest to the north at the moment? So that's 1. So torpedo 2 is closest to the north. 3 is already active. Oh, that's circumventing. Of course it is.
Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing
1,300 feet down, and we just got detected.
classified as escort.
Because of course we did.
Con, helm, steady course.
Because the detection cone on Soviet torpedoes at this difficulty level in Epicmod is 1,300 feet from the surface. So it doesn't matter what depth you are, they will detect you. Yes, we did.
Con sonar lost contact. 010. Last bearing 270. Contact faded. Con fire control. We've lost the Con sonar lost contact.
Ah, crap.
011.
We just lost the total rate because I forgot to pull it back in.
Contact faded.
That's alright, I got a funny feeling we're going to need to go for new, gonna need to go for more torpedoes after this one anyway, considering we've got more out. There goes another wire. There goes another one, and let's just reload the last one anyway, by default. Yeah. You know, I do have to say, I'm really not enjoying Epicmod as much as I was when I first started. As much as it is more tense, seeing things like this, 1,300 foot detection ranges on torpedoes, and that turn rate, which shouldn't be possible, able to chase me... Well, I got someone. Able to chase me from 1,300 feet almost to the surface in a turn. They shouldn't be able to do that. It's the Fox. We got the Foxtrot as well. Oh, we've got a couple of ships here. So things like that, and this, the real probably major thing more than anything else, is this open mission that we have here at the moment. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that there's a whole free hunt in. I thought it was something that was missing from standard cold waters. But the fact that it just seems endless at this point, and there's no indication on exactly what I should be doing. Like, I'm assuming I should be sinking tonnage. It's the only thing I can think of at this point. But because there's no indication of exactly what I should be doing, I don't know. I'm hoping at this point, genuinely, that the mod hasn't broken and just forgotten to continue issuing me missions. I think it's going to... are we going to get under it? Just. Yeah, 800 feet to dodge a torpedo. That is not right. So I'm going to actually turn away to the left. I don't want to play too close because otherwise we will pick up that one, because we're on the very edge of picking it up right now as it is. Okay, so that's another torpedo dodged. That one we shouldn't have had to deal with at all, to be frank. And we broke a total rate. God damn it. Alright, that's okay, that's okay. But yeah, I'm hoping at this point that the mod isn't actually broken and just forgetting to issue me orders that will be required in order to complete the game, because there's no
Sonar regained contact.
indicator at this point to tell me whether or not that's what's happening or not. I'm not getting any feedback from... And another torpedo has just landed directly on our location. Although, to be fair, we were running flank, so we should have been detected. Charge it, charge it, charge it, charge it.
Steady course.
The only way I can avoid this thing charge it. Awesome. And stop. All stop.
Make turns 0 knots. Maneuvering up. Sonar lost contact. 09. Last bearing 27.
Oh, we got the Kravac. And we got the Cresta too.
Regained contact on 01.
So, providing I sit right here.
Back emergency. Maneuver guide.
Full stop.
Make turns.
Right here, this torpedo should,
Maneuvering guide.
theoretically anyway,
Sonar regained
just circle over and over and over again without ever actually detecting me. Maybe. I can't tell if its depth's actually changing.
Contact on 010 bearing 268.
Shit, its depth is changing, isn't it? If it's sitting at that depth, we can sit here and wear this torpedo like a hat, and there is nothing that'll happen. If it is changing depth, we could be about to take a hit. And I cannot tell if it is or not. Yeah, it is. It is definitely changing depth. Alright, so we're going to let it go past this time. Throttle up to 30.
Turns 30 knots. Maneuvering guide.
And we're going to turn hard right.
Con sonar lost contact.
Or hard to starboard.
0. Last bearing 268. Contact faded.
Because I want to try and cut across the torpedo.
Torpedo in the
There it
water.
is.
Torpedo in the water. Bearing 1 2 3.
And countermeasure deployed.
Contact 01. Last bearing 244. Contact is in the battle. Passing 800 feet.
Hold the turn.
Passing 900 feet. Con sonar lost contact. 0.
You have to go up.
Last bearing 297. Contact is in the
Because you
battle.
cannot outturn the torpedo
Sonar lost
without
contact.
changing depth, which is actually right. That's fine. It's the vertical movement on the torpedoes and the rate of depth change that they have that's insane.
Passing 700 feet. Passing 600 feet.
Well, I don't know if we're going to dodge this.
Passing 500 feet.
Yep. Did we do- Yep, I think we did.
Passing 300 feet.
Yeah, it's nearly forced us from the surface from 800 feet down in order to dodge it. That's nuts.
Passing 200 feet.
I'm going to drop another countermeasure right there. And we're going to dive hard.
Passing 300 feet.
Hopefully the torpedo will pick up the countermeasure
100 feet.
and get lost.
Passing 500 feet. Con sonar no longer cavitating.
Cool,
Passing
run
700
straight.
feet. Passing 800 feet.
That should give some time to open up a gap. Not long, but just to get a little bit of depth.
Last bearing 2.
And we can start heading towards that Kiev next. Those two seem to have lined up. I don't... And yet we're required. torpedo is depth changing. Let it close, let it close, let it close. Get ready to pop another countermeasure and then turn hard. This one shouldn't last too long. It was airdropped directly on top of us, so its running time should be nearly out. One more good dodge and we should be fine. Countermeasure, and we're going to go through the port. And let's full up on the plane, full up on the ballast. Every time we are just maneuverable enough to be able to avoid these. If we were in anything else other than Los Angeles, we're dead. We would not be able to avoid these torpedoes. Alright, so back down we go. For that. Alright. And that's cost us tracking on just about everything at this point. I think we've lost the Moskva completely. Let's just solve. Yeah, Moskva. It'll take us a month to catch the Moskva at this point. We've got 5 in storage, 4 in the tubes. Looks like the Chilkin was one that we got. Cannon's still up. This isn't bad so far. We've fired 8 torpedoes, we've gotten 3 kills, we didn't aim any of them. And we've managed to dodge all the torpedoes. We still have this Sierra 7. What the hell are you? You're unidentified, so we're going to take the opportunity to actually work out what you are, so we know what else is out there is trying to kill us at this point. So it's running a 2-line close. Transport.
Sierra 7 is classified as merchant.
Yeah, now's the time to be very quiet. Be very, very, very quiet, I think. Another transport.
1 is classified as merchant.
Troll, I've got a feeling.
Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
Yeah, we can't see what 10 is. But 11 is definitely a trawler. 10 could potentially be a trawler as well, we don't know yet.
Come right to.
Isn't it nice not to have to dodge torpedoes for just a few seconds? Yeah, we need... God, it'd be nice if I didn't break off the towed array now. Yeah, we need to work out...
Sonar regained contact on Sierra 5, bearing 3.
Yeah, it's not up there. Kiev's floating around somewhere around here at the moment. I just need good ideas on where everybody else is at this point. We can't see them, and that's an issue. Back to 700 feet.
7008 die by.
I kind of want to ping, that'll sort things out, but at the same time, considering how many torpedoes I've just had lobbed at me, that may not be a great idea. We know there's one down here. Moskva's the one that I want. She's maximum tonnage. Where is she? Potty, Cannon, Keshin. How big is her ass again? There she is. Moskva, 17,500 tons on her own. I want her. I absolutely want her. Wondering, do we have a speed? No speed on her just yet. I'm going to take a chance here. I am going to take a chance. Periscope depth. I want to confirm the location of Moskva. Because if she's close enough, I'm going to make a sprint on her. Once I get close enough, I'm going to drop 2 torpedoes directly at her. 2 should be sufficient to get the job done. If not, I'll be able to get a third off without too much of an issue. And then I'm going to dive evasive from the swarm of torpedoes that's going to come in my general direction for it. And I'm also going to see, because I'm going to have to do something soon enough anyway, if that continues on it could actually pick us up, but I'm going to see whether or not our charge actually stirs up whatever else is here. I'm slightly concerned about Sierra 10. The fact that I don't know what Sierra 10 is at this point, and it was supposedly closer than everything else, indicates it may be a second submarine. Considering that was a Foxtrot though, you know, I'm not super concerned about the type so much, but it could potentially be. But at the very least, if it's not, I'll see it on the surface here anyway. Or I should. So I'm going to be going for master identifiers on every single ship inside of the area. I'm going to dive go evasive. Looks like that torpedo has destroyed, so we don't need to worry about it. Once I've got confirmation, I'll just pop up the ECM mast first and just see what we can pick up before we pop the periscope. And then, yeah, dive fast, change position, and see what we've got. Well, we may already have position on the cannon. 34 knots. According to this, 15.5 out. So she's not a major issue at this point. She's floating about. Trawler S10. Kiev would be nice. What's the weight on the Kiev? Actually, the 40,000, the Kiev would be the better target. Really? No, I want the Moskva first. We'll find out where the Kiev is and we'll go for the Moskva after. Although, she might just be here. Tough choice. Tough choice. I still think Moskva is the best bet. Moskva, and hopefully it'll stir up trouble. And we might get shots off and everything else. Alright, so it is party time. We are just under the surface. Let's see what we can see. ECM mask up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. ECM down. Nothing. Okay. Periscope up. Moskva should be at 274. couple of identifiers there. The rest of the fleet should be 3 to 3 ships. One fairly close.
Master 7 is classified as
Down. Kiev's right there. Alright, Kiev first then. Fine, I am totally down with this. She is... God, she's right there. She is right there. All torpedoes. Surface running on everything before we lob this, and I'm going to change depth as soon as we fire these off. So... 1, 2. Why is the Kiev almost stationary? Did we get her? She is completely stationary.
steady course.
I have no idea why she's stationary, but she is a sitting duck. I'll take that. Next tube's clear. So a nice spread, and actually I don't think anybody was paying too much attention. Nobody seems to be reacting to the fact that we just popped the ECM and we just popped the periscope. Unless nobody at all was unless nobody was looking at their radar. That's fine, I'm totally fine with this. Alright, so we confirm M7 is a merchant. Cannon is just there with Kiev. Everything else out this way is dead. Moskva is just over here, which all things considered, she is at 25. If we go flank, we can chase her down. And the Sov is bolting at 35, so we don't have to worry about him. The only one that's unaccounted for is Sierra 10. And there was nothing on the surface that I spotted, so I strongly suspect Sierra 10 is a submarine. So it might be the most dangerous thing we're facing here, because there's something here that we can't see. Alright, so I'm going to divert torpedo 4 off to go play with the cannon. Looks like the Kiev is still only going 2 knots. I'm wondering whether or not Kiev actually did pick up a torpedo. I couldn't see any damage on the hull using the 3D model. I know that's cheating a little bit, but yeah, screw it, it's cold waters. I didn't see any damage on the hull, but the only reason for her to be running at 2 is if she can't go much faster than that. She's got the engines up. She's trying to go, but she's not going, and we've got this... I don't know. She doesn't appear to be listing. She doesn't appear to be showing any damage. She's not going anywhere quickly. We are going to have to deal with that torpedo though. Probably best if I actually get these. Sooner rather than later. Because I'm going to have to start dodging here in a second. Such a beautiful sight when all the sensors come online all at once, isn't it? So there's no way the cannon's going to avoid that at this point. Right. cavitating like a bitch, but they already know I'm here. There's already a torpedo in the water. And I want to dive fast.
Passing 200 feet. Passing 300 feet.
Actually want to try and get in underneath him if I can.
Passing 400 feet. Passing 500 feet.
We should see 4. We have still have a little bit of power here. Here we go, we're starting to lose them, which we knew we would.
Bring shift for ultra quiet. Passing 800 feet. Con fire control.
Lost 2. Okay, we still have some control over the rest though.
Passing 900 feet. Con sonar regained contact on. Master 7, bearing 319.
So that gives us a bit of a depth difference to where the torpedo is running out at this point.
Con sonar regained contact on. Master 2, bearing 271.
It's alright, we'll ignore Master 2. I'm waiting for see these start activating over here. My lifeline at the moment is Torpedo 1. We know where the cannon is now. It is running. It's turned 180 and it's running as hard as it can. So in that case, I'm going to make the turn. And I'm throttling back to flank. And I'm going to try and run and get underneath this torpedo if I can. I don't think we're going to be fast enough.
Con sonar, come left 2001, helm I.
Alright, just...
Fire control, we've lost con, helm.
We've lost 1.
Con sonar, lost contact.
Hopefully those torpedoes are good and the Kiev can't accelerate that quickly. And I'm going to be sneaky here and we're going to drop a noisemaker.
Con sonar, lost contact. Master 7, last bearing 317. Contact faded. Con sonar, lost contact. Master 1, last bearing 233. Contact faded.
Now the reason for the noisemaker is if the torpedo does pick us up and it overshoots us, it should go for the noisemaker next rather than us. I'm hoping. Maybe. And there goes 4. That's alright. Hopefully the torpedo, that one should be close enough to definitely pick up the cannon. And we have torpedoes already starting to divert off, well at least 1, 2. Alright, so this one should turn about here. If these 2 have been picked up, the third one should be picked up on the Kiev as well. So totally worth going to the surface. And yep, has picked up the cannon. So if we see Kiev explode into a fireball here, I'm going to make a turn and just exit the area. Looks like we may actually manage to get under this torp. Nice! We have actually managed to get under this thing before it activates. So I'm going to just go ultra quiet. Let's go all the way back to the surface behind it. Oh, torpedoes are already hitting over here, I think. So if those 2 did hit the hull, that should be the third one to go in on it. So that's about to take out the cannon. That was 3 impacts on Kiev. Periscope depth, please. I want to know what happened to Kiev. And I think cannon's about to go away or cease being a problem. It's running at 34 knots. Run! quite fast enough. Oh, that's one sub-hunter that's no longer a problem. Excellent. Alright, so once we're back at the surface, I'm going to pop the periscope and actually have a look and see what happened to Kiev, because she just ate 3 torps. Hopefully she only needs 1 more, because I've only got 4 in the tubes and 1 in storage, and I would like to have a couple left over to throw at Moskva as well. Because, actually, the thing is that the 2nd or 3rd one I've sunk at this point, but I'll take him. Now, if this, because this is going to be 40,000 tons, we're going to have another 17,000 tons over here. If this doesn't trigger a mission after this, what I might actually have to start doing is actually powering through a couple of missions without putting them up on the channel, and seeing whether or not I can trigger the next, you know, go here, do this mission, rather than this free patrol. Because, as I said, at this point I'm not entirely sure if this is broken or not. But, anyways, we'll find out soon enough. Alright, so we are 1-5 and heading for the surface. Yeah, because this is a bit of a strategy game, I've also been thinking about adding a few other strategy games to the channel as well. You know, just while I'm popping this up and it's sort of in conversation. I was actually considering the modded Star Wars thing, because I'm really getting into Squadrons and everything else at the moment. If you're on my Discord server, you know I'm kind of hyped for Squadrons. You know, the return of a TIE fighter cockpit that I can jump in. But yeah, one of the more recently modded Star Wars strategy games looks really interesting. I'd be interested to see exactly how that goes. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have a look. Alright, let's have a look through the periscope and see what we can see. So this will be, at the very least, somewhere around bearing 4. Well, we definitely got her. Thermal location. She is definitely having a bad day. Alright, periscope down, that's all we needed there. She has a fat ass and she's on fire, and she's listing now.
Regain contact on Master 7, bearing 310.
But that's it. I'm actually not seeing any damage on her hull either. Alright. Let's send another one her way. Surface running. And we have Sierra 10 picked up. Alright, so let me actually have a look. We gotta have a look at the submarine stuff first and see whether or not that's what she is. Hopefully she's not, and it's nothing important. It's not lining up. What are you, Sierra 10? Not quite. No, she's a transport of some kind. Actually, I think Sierra 10 may be a trawler, which will be... Sierra 10's a trawler. Why the hell could we not detect you before? You were scaring the crap out of me. Alright, so we're just going to sit here and wait for that one to actually get to location. It looks like the Sob's coming back to have another crack at us. Which I'm happy for. That saves me having to chase her down, because she was a hell of a ways out of there. She still is. She's still 38.4 kiluyards away. That is a long haul for me to run down. Although I suspect Moskva is currently sitting at about 30 herself at this point, so... And looks, she's trying it again. Kiev's detected the torpedo and she's counter-firing automatically. Although, I can't blame her. I mean, really, what's she gonna do? We're gonna get this one activated and on its way. I know where she's coming from. I know where she is, and she can't go fast enough to actually escape these torpedoes. So, I'm going to aim this one up. There we go. So if we break the wire, we break the wire. And I'm going to set depth to 800 feet. Hard right, and let's go to flank. If we break the wire, we break the wire. It shouldn't matter. Alright, so once again it looks like Kiev is overshooting. We have lost the wire over here, but I don't suspect that's going to be a problem. In fact, I think, yep, we can see a course change just there. She's already acquired. Alright, so hard left. And silent. I just want to make sure this torpedo is an actual kill shot. This should be... We know at least 3 torpedoes have hit Kiev. This will be the 4th. I suspect one of those wild shots we threw off before may have also hit her, considering she's not showing damage on her hull. I suspect one of those hit her as well, and that's why she was near stopped on the surface. I suspect we knocked out her engines.
Master 7 bearing 2 con helm steady course.
So
Con sonar lost contact.
there she goes.
5 last bearing 0 1 3 contact break.
Finally. Really interesting design though, isn't she? It's an interesting looking ship, just seeing the what is technically an aircraft carrier, but still carrying some of her battle cruiser finishings. Alright, well, that is her done. So now, that way, flank speed, let's go see if we can find ourselves a Moskva. I'm sure we'll pick up the Sov at some point as well. So we're down to 4 torpedoes now, so this is it as well. We have weapons. We've only got what's in the tubes. We have nothing left. No Moss. The 125s are out. Thankfully, we're not too far off. We're just off the coast of Norway at the moment, so in the long run, it's not going to take us long to get home. It's a quick nip across and go grab some torpedoes from Holy Lock. So I'm not too concerned about that. We're in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, it's going to be another resupply because we've got a lot of metal on the bottom at the moment. That's another 40,000 tons. So let's go find another 17. Alright, so we've picked up the Sov. We actually managed to start increasing our solution on the Sov even while we were running at nearly 30 or running at 30 knots. So the Sov is definitely running hard at the moment. Yeah, 33 knots. She is just about flat stick. Now, I don't know if she can hear us. I'm going to assume she can't.
Come left 227 helm I.
So I want port tube 1. From 800 feet down. Torpedo away. Hopefully at a current speed. If she couldn't hear us, and she's not rushing in shoots because she could hear us, just to be clear. At her speed, we could hear her while we were doing 30 knots. So she is blind as a bat. Even with some of the more generous sensor information that Epicmod allows the Soviet ships, or your opposing forces ships, yeah, she can't pick us up at the moment. She's running in flat out and she's basically deaf. So we're going to put this torpedo directly in front of her and activate it and charge it straight down her nose while we sit over here, and hopefully she won't hear us, and when she does hear the torpedo, when she counterfires, it'll be on the torpedo, which we're going to send just torps up here into the middle of nowhere. And hopefully we'll only need one to actually get her. That's the important part, because Moskva is, well, hopefully, I suspect somewhere around here, and she's gonna probably need 3. I'm pretty sure she'll need 3 to put her on the bottom. At least reliably. I don't want to leave her just stuck. And -1. Not sure what that's about. Alright, so we're just going to do a little time acceleration just to get this torpedo into the right spot. See how hard she's going. Like she's...
Con sonar regained contact on 010 bearing 25.
Now I'm keeping her in this mode too because she will... These torpedoes, while they are slower, they are quieter when they're running like this. And I don't want to give her a lot of time to realize this torpedo is coming. Boom, active. Now she will probably detect this in just a moment. In fact, I think she's already detected this. The second it went active, you can see she's actually starting to turn now. It's not going to matter. I have manual control. I'm undetected. And this torpedo is heading straight for the surface at the moment. Well, it's already up there. And she let it get this close before she realized it was there, so she hasn't had a chance to do anything. So I think I've got it, which is important on this thing, because the solve's fast enough she can give your torpedoes a hard time. Should be just about to acquire. There's the countermeasure.
Bearing 167. Con fire control weapon acquired.
There we go. Supplied to detected. Yeah, that's right. Well, we'll just run the torpedo straight through manually. I'll hold it on the surface so it doesn't pay any attention to the countermeasures. Going for the evasive maneuvering there. Again, torpedoes, the ultimate terror of the ocean. We've actually lost the solve here at the moment, which is fine because we will pick it back up the second. There we go. Next countermeasure is up, as expected. I'm not sure how we're losing tracking of the solve while she's turning there, because she's doing 33 knots, so I should be able to hear her from low Earth orbit. Lost her there for a second as well, but torpedo is tracking nicely and straight off onto the countermeasure, so I'm just going to get her back on target and boom. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the solve dead in one, because now we haven't got enough torpedoes to actually sink the Moskva. So I might... Yeah. We're gonna... No, I'm not gonna let the solve survive that. Actually, if they don't go down a single hit, they'll actually sit there and just float. So we might have to, yeah, I think we have to give up on the Moskva, unfortunately. At the very least, this is going to slow her down. Alright, torpedo. There it goes. Alright, SOV has been dealt with. Almost on mercy killing there towards the end. Alright, so that leaves us with 2 in the tubes, and that is it. We need to head back to periscope depth. Because I need confirmation of where the Moskva is before I decide whether or not she's even worth chasing down at this point. She might actually get to survive this. Alright, periscope up. Now our last heading or bearing was 264. So 264. She was somewhere around here. Contact Moskva, bearing 265. Range 28. Yeah, alright. Thanks to 500. Now let's go to flank. Let's track her down. I don't know if we can kill her, but I'm going to damage her before we go. Alright, so Moskva should be 2.3 in front of us, and we're at 10 knots, so we're at a safe speed for torpedo launch. Surface running. Now these should be starboard side torpedo tubes, so we want to launch them out from the right. And then turn them in. And that is our last 2 fish in the water. We've only got 78% solution at the moment. We've only just slowed down, but we're picking it up pretty fast. She's there. And she knows what's coming. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. Actually, I was just thinking while we're running a bit of time acceleration to actually do the catch up here. This poor trawler over here, this poor dude, well, we can't actually see him at the moment. But just picture his position of all of this. He's just out, doing some fishing. Just off the coast of Norway, doing his thing, just trying to make some money. There's a war on, but people still need to eat. And this Soviet fleet comes past. And there's 2 capital ships in it and a whole bunch of escorts. Must be intimidating as hell. Poor fisherman's probably crapping himself. And then, all of a sudden, this fleet, which would have been in a beautiful, perfect formation, sailing, possibly even harassing him a little bit, because, Norwegian fishermen off the coast of Norway, big Soviet fleet coming through, and they're trying to take the place over, suddenly start sailing erratically all over the place and running away from where he was fishing. And then they just start exploding for no apparent reason and disappearing below the waves. And what must that look like? Just watching the entire Soviet fleet just sink. Submarines are as close as we will ever get to seeing genuine sea monsters, I swear. Alright, come on, we will find you. There it is. Right, now I'm going to try and take control of 4. Whoa! The hell? Well, so much for not sinking Moscow. We just blew her ass off in one hit. Nah, that's not possible. She must have taken damage. Those are from us, but she must have taken damage and not been showing the damage off, much like Kiev did. Because I know she takes at least 3 to sink. Which means she must have eaten 2 of our wild throw torpedoes. Which means of those original sort of, I think it was 6 torpedoes we tossed off, think only 2 of them must have missed. Well, that's the end of that. Actually, kind of glad I chased her down. I was considering not doing that, but yeah, we've got nothing left, so we're going back to Holy Lock now. So let's see if this makes them happy and they decide to actually give us a mission now. All right, so leave combat. All right, so we got the Sov, Cannon, Moskva, Kravak 1, Cresta 2, Kiev, Foxtrot, and a Chilkin. 106,515 tons on one mission, and the only damage we took was the total ray because we were idiots and forgot to retract it in a turn. Keep on completing the mission. Yeah, alright, so what we're going to have to do here, guys, is I'm going to have to do a whole chain of missions. I'll basically sink as much tonnage as I possibly can until it actually gives me a real mission, or until I am convinced that the mod is broken and it's forgot to give me missions, because at this point I don't know what else to do. So I can't tell if it's broken. This could be completely normal, I just don't know. I've never played through this before. Or it might actually just be stuck in a loop and not giving me missions. We'll find out. I'll just have to do a lot more of these and sink a lot more tonnage. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. As always, Cold Waters will be returning to the channel very soon, and until next time, remember to click that like button if you did, share and subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, take care.